Hello, grade 9 students. Okay, now, children, we are going to deal with our last lesson of supplementary reader. And after explaining this lesson, our syllabus of English will get over. Okay, now, the last lesson, that is lesson number 10 of supplementary reader, the name of this lesson is The Beggar. Okay, now this is a story of a beggar. His name was Lashkov. Okay, and this story is basically of Russia. It is written by Anton Chekhov. Okay, who wrote this story? Anton Chekhov. Okay, now this is a story of the beggar, how he changed himself from a beggar to a well person who earned for himself, how he changed himself, who met him. Okay, so this is the whole story about, very nice story and emotional one to learn something from the characters of this story. Okay, now the beggar, before you read section, what induced the beggar Lashkov to change his ways? कैसे बदल गया ये इंसान, ये जो एक भिखारी था उसने कैसे खुद को चेंज किया? This is the story all about, and we are going to peep into this story. Okay, before we'll deal with some of the difficult words. As I told you, this story belongs to Russia, or it's a Russian story, so there are so many words over here. Those are Russian. Okay, Kopek. Kopek means, it is also spelled as Kopek. It starts from C or K, same. Okay, Kopek means a Russian coin equal to 1/100th of a ruble. Ruble, I can say, in according to Indian currency, ruble means 1 rupee. Okay, and 1 paisa, it's a 1/100th coin of 1 rupee, right? So Kopek means paisa and ruble means rupees. Understood? So Kopek means, for Indians, it is 1 paisa. Okay, and ruble means 1 rupee. So Russian coin equal to 1/100th of a ruble. Calumny means the making of false and defamatory statements about someone in order to damage his or her reputation. Calumny means किसी के बारे में गलत बोलना ताकि उस इंसान की रेपुटेशन को धक्का पहुंचे. दैट पर्सन विल गेट डिफेम्ड. ओके, सो calumny. Suppliant or supplicant, here it means a person making a humble plea to someone in power or authority. To plead, suppliant means a person who makes request and all, humble request and all that kind of a thing. Suppliant or supplicant. Mendicant means beggar. It's a Russian word which is the synonym for beggar. Swindling means cheating a person of money. किसी को पैसे के लिए चीट करना, झूठ बोलना, swindling. Perplexity means a state of being puzzled. Bewilderment means confused. Okay, perplexity. Irresolutely means hesitantly, undecidedly. कुछ करने की इच्छा नहीं है लेकिन फिर भी करना पड़ रहा है, करूँ कि ना करूँ, this kind of a state. Irresolutely. Billet here a thick piece of wood, एक बड़ा सा मोटा सा लकड़ी का टुकड़ा, that is billet, a thick piece of wood. Waif means a homeless person, a person who doesn't have his own house to stay. He's a homeless person, so waif. Shovel means remove snow with a shovel. Shovel, it's a kind of a tool which is used to remove snow from its from the road or like that. Shovel, it's a tool. Okay, roasting means it's an informal or humorous word which here it means scolding. Okay, किसी के ऊपर चिल्लाना, roast होना. Okay, sot means a habitual drunkard. जो एक ऐसा इंसान, उसको आदत होती है पीने की, टू ड्रिंक अल्कोहल. ओके, सो ही इज कॉल्ड अ हैबिचुअल ड्रंकर्ड मीन्स हु ड्रिंक्स अल्कोहल. सॉट. ओके, So apart from these words, there are so many other words in the lesson in this story that those words are a little bit difficult to understand. So while explaining, I'll tell you. Okay. Now let us start with our story of the beggar. Kind sir, have pity. Turn your attention to a poor, hungry man. For 3 days I have had nothing to eat. I haven't 5 kopecks for a lodging. I swear it before God. For 8 years I was a village school teacher, and then I lost my place through intrigues. I fell a victim to calumny. It is a year now since I have had anything to do. Now this is a dialogue which is delivered by the beggar. What he says to a person: please look at me. I am a poor hungry beggar, and I even don't have 5 kopecks for my lodging. I am homeless. And for 8 years he was a school teacher, a village school teacher, and he fell a victim of intrigues. Intrigues means purposely to do something against a person to defame him. प्लानिंग करना, प्लॉट करना, प्लान, और एक इंसान को इंसल्ट करना या उसको डिफेम करना, उसके ऊपर आरोप करना, है ना. सो ही वॉज इंट्रीग्यूड एंड ही फेल विक्टिम टू कैलमनी. कैलमनी मीन्स, अगेन आई टोल्ड यू, to make statements to defame the person. So because of the people of that village where he used to work as a school teacher, those people threw him out of his village. So since then for a year he have had nothing. उसके पास कुछ भी नहीं है. Okay, he had to beg. So in this way he was begging. The advocate Sergei looked at the ragged, fawn-colored overcoat of the suppliant, at his dull, drunken eyes, at the red spot on either cheek, and it seemed to him as if he had seen this man somewhere before. To whom the beggar was begging? किसके पास भीख मांग रहा था? The person was an advocate, okay, and his name was Sergei. Okay, who was he? Sergei. So this person, Sergei, he observed the suppliant. Suppliant means the beggar who was pleading to give him some money. Okay. So Sergei looked at him. He observed his eyes, his drunken eyes, his dull face, there were some spots on his both the cheek. Okay, and he remembered that he had seen this man somewhere before. पहले भी कहीं इस इंसान को देखा. He was trying to recall his memory. Okay, so I have now had an offer of a position in the now this beggar is saying further something. I have now had an offer of a position in the province of Kaluga. The mendicant went on. But I haven't the money to get there. Help me kindly. I am ashamed to ask, but I am obliged to by circumstances. Now what further he says, that he had got a new job in the at a place called Kaluga, but he doesn't have money to reach over there. उसके पास पैसे नहीं वहाँ पे जाने के लिए और जॉब करने के लिए. So he is begging for money for the same purpose. Sergei's eyes fell on the man's overshoes, one of which was high and the other low, and he suddenly remembered something. Look here, it seems to me I met you the day before yesterday in Saravia Street, he said. But you told me then that you were a student who had been expelled and not a village school teacher. Do you remember? Okay, now Sergei had met this beggar a day before yesterday. The day before yesterday he had met him, and he remembered that at that time he told him that he was a student and he was expelled from the college, and for that purpose he was begging. And now he is telling him he was a school teacher, village school teacher. Okay, so he remembered. How he remembered the beggar? By looking at his shoes. Both of his shoes were different. Okay, because of that he remembered him. No, 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 that can't be so, mumbled the beggar. Taken aback. Taken aback means he was shocked because the person remembered him. I am a village school teacher, and if you like, I can show you my papers. I can show you my papers. I am a village school teacher. Have done with lying. You call yourself a student and even told me what you had been expelled for. Don't you remember? Now Sargai came to know that the beggar was lying. Sargai flushed off and turned from the ragged creature with an expression of disgust. Sargai was very angry and he said, "This is dishonesty, my dear sir," he cried angrily. "This is swindling. I shall send the police for you, damn you. मैं तुम्हें पुलिस के हवाले कर दूंगा, इतना झूठ बोल रहे हो पैसे के लिए." So, what the beggar says further? "Sir," he said, laying his hand on his heart, "the fact is, I was lying." So here he confessed that he was really lying. "I am neither a student nor a school teacher. All that was fiction." Fiction means it was all false. "Formerly, I sang in a Russian choir and was sent away for drunkenness. But what else can I do? I can't get along without lying. No one will give me anything when I tell the truth. What can I do?" पहले मैं एक रशियन कॉयर में काम करता था, ड्रम बजाने का, बट बिकॉज ऑफ माई ड्रंकननेस, मेरी पीने की आदत की वजह से, दे ऑल थ्रू मी आउट. द कॉयर, दे थ्रू मी आउट. बट वट एल्स आई कैन आई डू? और मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? अगर मुझे कुछ चाहिए, एंड इफ आई टेल द पीपल माई ट्रू स्टोरी, नो वन वुड गिव मी एनीथिंग. मुझे कोई भी सच बताने पर पैसा नहीं देगा, इसलिए मुझे झूठ बोलना पड़ रहा है. वट कैन आई डू? मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? वट कैन यू डू? You ask, what can you do? Cried Sargai, coming close to him. Work. That's what you can do. You must work. So Sargai suggested him to work and to earn money instead of lying. Work. Yes, I know that myself. But where can I find work? कहाँ पे मिलेगा मुझे काम? How would you like to chop wood for me? क्या तुम मेरे लिए काम करोगे? मेरे घर पे wood chop करोगे? Okay, I wouldn't refuse to do that. But in these days, even skilled woodcutters find themselves sitting without bread, because that was a winter season, and in winter season, might be woodcutters over there in Russia, they because of the cold season, they might not be able to work properly or like that. So he said that, okay, I'm ready, but in these days, woodcutters, they do, even skilled woodcutters, they do not work and they find themselves without bread, without work, right? Will you come and chop wood for me? तुम आओगे मेरे घर पे काम करोगे? Yes sir, I will. Very well. We will soon find out. हम जल्दी से घर जाएंगे और वहाँ पे काम करेंगे. Sargai hastened along, rubbing his hands. He called his cook out of the kitchen. Then both Sargai took the beggar to his house by rubbing his hand like this, because it was cold. Okay, it was chilled everywhere. It was snow. So, and he, after reaching home, he called out his cook out of the kitchen. "Here, Olga," he said, "take this gentleman into the woodshed and let him chop wood." इसको लेके जाओ woodshed में and let him chop wood. The scarecrow of a beggar shrugged his shoulder as if in perplexity and went irresolutely after the cook. And the beggar literally, he was not willing to work. उसको काम करने की बिल्कुल इच्छा नहीं थी, उसको झूठ बोल के पैसे कमाने थे. Okay, so he went over there. He was perplexed. What is the meaning of perplexity? It's given over there. State of being puzzled, bewilderment. खुद confused था कि मैं काम करूँ या ना करूँ. So he was perplexed, and he went irresolutely after the cook. Irresolutely means hesitantly, undecidedly. अभी तक उसने कुछ डिसाइड किया नहीं है, सिर्फ वो हाँ बोला है. He was not at all ready to work. Okay, it was obvious for his It was obvious for his guide that he had not consented to go and chop wood because he was hungry and wanted work, but simply from pride and shame, and because he had been trapped by his own words. Okay, now what is the meaning of guide? Guide here means walk. Uski चाल से guide. Okay, because one can obviously guess from his walk that this person is not ready to work at all. वो काम करने के लिए बिल्कुल तैयार नहीं था. And he had been trapped in his own words. वो खुद के ही शब्दों में फंस गया था because he said that he would work. Okay, so it was obvious too that his strength had been undermined by vodka and that he was unhealthy and did not feel the slightest inclination for toil. Or the second reason for him not to work was of his drunkenness. वो इतना अल्कोहल पिया था उसने और पीता था. Because of that his body has become very very weak, which would not resist to work hard. एक बंदा अगर अल्कोहल पीता है तो वो काम नहीं कर पाता है. So he was a drunkard, right? He was a drunkard, so he was not at all ready to work because of his unhealthiness, right? Because of his weakness. Sergei hurried into the dining room. From its window one could see the woodshed and everything that went on in the yard. So where Sergei went into his dining room. From there, through the window, he could see everything what was happening in the woodshed and the and in the yard. Okay, standing at the window, Sergei saw the cook and the beggar come out into the yard by the back door and make their way across the dirty snow to the shade. Olga glared wrathfully. Wrathfully means angrily. Olga glared wrathfully at her companion, showed him means she pushed him, showed him aside with her elbow, unlocked the shade and angrily banged the door. She was very angry to see the beggar over there. Next, he saw the pseudo teacher seat himself on a log and become lost in thought with his red cheeks resting on his fist. Then what did Sergei see? He saw the beggar was sitting on a log of wood and literally in this position. He had hold his cheeks on his fist. The woman flung down an axe at his feet, spat angrily, and judging from the expression of her lips, began to scold him. So what Olga did? She threw the axe towards him and she spat. Spat means उसने थूक दिया. She spit. It's past tense, spat. उसने थूका साइड में and she started scolding him. वो उसको देख के गुस्से से बहुत गुस्से में होके वो बड़बड़ा रही थी कुछ उसको देख के. The beggar irresolutely pulled a billet of wood towards him, set it up between his feet and tapped it feebly with the axe. So what, looking at her face, what the beggar did, he pulled one billet of wood, a piece of wood, okay, he held it between his feet and very weakly, in his weakness, he tapped on the wood. So he was so weak. So look, because Olga was angry, he did it. Okay, then the billet wavered and fell down. वो लकड़ी का टुकड़ा नीचे गिर गया. The beggar again pulled it to him, blew on his freezing hands, like this he did. Okay, and tapped it with his axe cautiously, as if afraid of hitting his overshoe or of cutting off his finger. The stick of wood again fell to the ground. So he was so weak that he could not cut the piece of the wood into pieces. Sergei's anger had vanished and he now began to feel a little sorry and ashamed of himself for having set a spoiled, drunken, perhaps sick man to work at menial labor in the cold. Looking at this scene, Sergei was satisfied that yes, the beggar is working, but also he felt sorry and ashamed of himself. उसको खुद पे गुस्सा आने लगा because he made the weak person to do a menial work, a menial labor. मेनियल लेबर मीन्स जिसमें ज़्यादा मेहनत की ज़रूरत होती है, ऐसा काम उसने उसको दिया. सो ही फेल्ट सॉरी बिकॉज द beggar was not at all so strong to do that work. An hour later, Olga came in and announced that the wood had all been chopped. 1 घंटे के बाद ओल्गा आई और उसने बोला सभी लकड़ियाँ कट गई है. Good. Give him half a ruble, said Sargai. If he wants to, he can come back and cut wood on the first day of each month. We can always find work for him. So Sargai was very happy and he said, okay, so give that person half a ruble. उसको half a ruble यानी 50 kopecks दे दो, okay? And he can come on the very first day of each month and we can give him work and he can earn out of that. On the first of the month, the wife means homeless person, made his appearance and again earned half a ruble, although he could barely stand on his legs. इतना कमज़ोर हो चुका था वो कि खुद के पैरों पे खड़ा हुआ नहीं जा रहा था. He the next month's first day he visited Sargai's home. Again he did the work and he earned money. इतनी कमज़ोरी होने के बाद भी वो काम कर रहा था. From that day on, he often appeared in the yard and every time work was found for him. So from that day onwards, every day he used to visit Sargai's house and there he found work for him. Now he would shovel snow. What kind of work he used to do? He used to shovel snow, put the wood shade in order. He would beat the dust out of rugs and mattresses. ये सारा काम वो करता था. Every time he received from 20 to 40 kopecks. उसके 20 to 40 kopecks उसको मिल जाते थे हर टाइम, हर वक्त के काम के लिए. Okay. And once even a pair of old trousers was sent out to him. और एक बार तो उसको एक ट्राउज़र भी दिया गया था. Okay. Not new one but the old one to wear. When Sargai moved into another house, he hired him to help in the packing and hauling of the furniture. Hauling means transporting. Hauling means transporting. So what happened one time, that Sargai, he wanted to change his house and for that purpose he wanted to shift his furniture to the new house. So he called the beggar for that purpose to get the help of the beggar for packing and hauling of the furniture, transporting of the furniture. This time the wife was sober, gloomy and silent. But this time he was not at all in the mood to work. He was so sad and gloomy. He hardly touched the furniture and walked behind the wagons, hanging his head, not even making a pretense of appearing busy. So ये टाइम पे उसने नाटक भी नहीं किया कि मैं काम कर रहा हूँ, देखो मैं काम कर रहा हूँ. नहीं, he just hardly he touched the furniture to shift it into the vehicle. Wagon means a vehicle which has 4 wheels. Okay, a 4-wheeler vehicle. Then he only shivered in the cold and became embarrassed when the carters jeered at him for his idleness. Carters means a person who drives the car. Okay, carter. So he was so embarrassed because the carters who were loading the wagon with the furniture, they jeered at him. Jeered at him means they taunted him, or they made fun of him, his overcoat which he was wearing. Okay. They made fun of him, looking at his idleness, his feebleness. Feebleness means his उसकी कमज़ोरी को देख के, उसकी weakness को देख के, and his tattered fancy overcoat. After the moving was over, Sargai sent for him. After the work was done, Sargai sent for him. Sent for him means he called him. उसने उसको बुलाया. Well, I am happy that my words have taken effect. He said, handing him a ruble. एक ruble उसने उसको दिया. 1 ruble means 100 kopek. Okay, 100 kopecks. Here's for your pain. I see you are sober and have no objection to work. What is your name? अब मुझे अपना नाम बताओ. He said, Lashkov. My name is Lashkov. Well, Lashkov, I can now offer you some other cleaner employment. Can you write? अब मैं तुम्हें इससे अच्छा काम दूंगा जिसमें ज़्यादा मेहनत की ज़रूरत नहीं है, क्लीनर वर्क. ओके, आर यू एबल टू राइट? क्या तुम लिख सकते हो? आई कैन राइट. Then take this letter to a friend of mine tomorrow and you will be given some copying to do. Work hard, don't drink, and remember what I have said to you. Goodbye. This was the final goodbye of Sergei to Lashkov, the beggar. And from here onwards, both of them, they never met each other. Okay, at certain point afterwards. Okay, then what kind of a work was given to Lashkov by Sergei? The second kind of work, I'm so sorry, it was the work of copying. कॉपी करने का काम उसको दिया गया था और उसको पैसे मिले. Pleased at having put a man on the right path, Sergei tapped Lashkov kindly on the shoulder and even gave him his hand at parting. Lashkov took the letter and from that day forth came no more to the yard for work. So Sergei was very happy to put a man, a drunkard, a beggar on the right path. मैंने एक भिखारी को, एक अल्कोहल पीने वाले इंसान को मैंने अच्छी राह पे लाया. So Sergei was very happy to see that and he tapped Lashkov on his shoulder, and he went from there. And from then onwards, Lashkov, he never came to that place. 2 years went by. Then one evening, as Sergei was standing at the ticket window of a theatre paying for his seat, he noticed a little man beside him with a coat collar of curly fur and a worn sealskin cap. This little individual timidly asked the ticket seller for a seat in the gallery and paid for it in copper coins. So 2 years went by. 2 साल बाद Sergei was standing at a ticket window. थिएटर में गए प्ले देखने के लिए and he was buying his or he was paying for his seat. टिकट पे कर रहे थे. Then he noticed a little man was standing beside him and that man was wearing a coat whose collar was a furry collar and he wore a seal skin cap. एक ऐसी कैप जो सील के स्किन से बनी है, seal skin cap. Okay, and that man was asking for a gallery ticket. For that he paid the ticket seller in copper coins. Okay, Lashkov, is that you? Cried Sergei, recognizing in the little man his former wood chopper. How are you? What are you doing? How is everything with you? So Sergei recognized that man was none other than he was the beggar Lashkov. Okay. So he was very happy to see him. So he asked him so many questions. How are you? What are you doing? How is everything with you? So he said, all right, I am fine. I am a notary now and for that I am paid 35 rubles a month. So notary means a public officer who attest paper. एक ऐसा पब्लिक ऑफिसर जो पेपर्स को अटेस्ट करता है, सिग्नेचर्स देता है. इट इज़ अ रेप्यूटेड जॉब. ओके, सो ही बिकेम नोटरी आफ्टरवर्ड्स एंड फॉर दैट ही अर्नड 35 rubles a month. ऐसे 35 rubles उसको महीने के मिलने लगे. ओके, thank heaven, that's fine. I am delighted for your sake. I am very, very, very glad, Lashkov. You see, you are my godson in a sense. I gave you a push along the right path. You know, do you remember what a roasting I gave you? Okay, I nearly had you sinking into the ground at my feet that day. Thank you, old man, for not forgetting my words. So here Sergei was so happy because a beggar, a drunkard, has now become a notary and he was earning 35 rubles a month. Okay, a person who used to lie for half a ruble, एक आधे रबल के लिए एक इंसान झूठ बोलता था, भीख मांगता था. Now the same person is earning 35 rubles a month. So he was very happy to transform the beggar into a reputed person. Right? So what Lashkov has to say? Thank you too, said Lashkov. If I hadn't come to you, then I might still have been calling myself a teacher or a student to this day. Yes, by flying to your protection, I dragged myself out of a pit. आपके लिए थैंक यू, आपका थैंक यू, आपकी वजह से मैं अभी जो हूँ वो बन पाया हूँ. बिकॉज ऑफ यू आई हैव ड्रैग्ड माई सेल्फ आउट ऑफ अ पिट. मैं एक गड्ढे में गिरा था और आपकी वजह से मैं ऊपर आ चुका हूँ, आ सका. राइट. आई एम वेरी ग्लैड इंडीड, सेड सरगाई. Thank you for your kind words and deeds. I am very grateful to you and to your cook. God bless that good and noble woman. You spoke finely then, and I shall be indebted to you to my dying day. But strictly speaking, it was your cook, Olga, who saved me. Here Lashkov now reveals the truth behind his success. Thus, according to him, Olga was responsible for whatever kind and nice work he was doing. Sergei was, but to some extent. But Olga was the person who was responsible to transform this beggar into a noble person who earned nice money for himself. Okay, so Sergei was surprised and he was confused. So he said, "How is that? ये कैसे हो गया? Olga ने तुम्हें कैसे change किया? When I used to come to your house to chop wood, she used to begin, 'Oh, you sot! You! Oh, you miserable creature! There's nothing for you but ruin!' And then she would sit down opposite me and grow sad, look into my face and weep. So whenever I used to come to your house to chop wood, your cook Olga used to scold me. She used to call me anything, a miserable creature, a sot means a drunkard. मुझे कुछ भी नाम से वो बुलाती थी. And then she used to sit opposite to me, मेरे सामने बैठ जाती थी और मेरे face को देख के रोने लगती थी. She used to weep looking at my face. Oh, you unlucky man, there's no pleasure for you in this world, and there will be none in the world to come. You drunkard, you will burn in the hell. Oh, you unhappy one. And so she would carry on, in that strain. तो उसको क्या बोलती थी, लश्कोव को क्या बोलती थी? You drunkard, तुम्हारे लिए इस दुनिया में कोई भी सुख नहीं है. तुम ऐसे ही मरोगे, तुम जल के मरोगे, तुम नर्क में मरोगे. She was saying this, but within she was very very sad for Lashkov because he was a helpless creature at that time, right? And she felt sad for him because he was doing nothing. As a human being, she felt something for Lashkov, and so she scolded. Mothers, they are selfless for their children, right? So most of the times mothers, they scold. Okay, they scold. That doesn't mean that mothers, they don't like their children. Of course they scold their children because they want their children to be successful. They want their children to lead a respectable life, and they should not walk on the wrong path. To avoid children on walking on the wrong path, mothers, they have to scold. माँ यही तो करती है, क्यों चिल्लाती रहती है, क्यों डांटती रहती है बच्चों को हमेशा, ताकि वो अच्छे इंसान बने. Right? Same role was played by Olga over here. So Olga was a nice person actually, but she scolded him because he was doing nothing. वो कुछ कर ही नहीं रहा था, इसलिए उसको चिल्ला रही थी. And she was crying at the same time. Mothers, they do the same thing. They scold their children, they beat their children, but the next moment they cry. Why? Because to whom they have beaten, that is the precious thing for them in this world. उनके लिए वो जो इंसान है जिसको मार मिली है, वो सबसे प्रेशियस है, अनमोल है उनके लिए. इसीलिए तो रोना भी आता है, गुस्सा भी आता है. This is the mother. So Olga was like a mother. I can't tell you how much misery she suffered, how many tears she shed for my sake. But the chief thing was, she used to chop the wood for me. और एक the main thing she did for Lashkov was, Lashkov never chopped the wood. Chopping of the wood was done by Olga, जैसे माएँ करती हैं. अच्छा पापा ने ये काम बोला है, अच्छा रुको मैं करके देती हूँ, पापा को बोलो तुमने किया है. So same thing she did for Lashkov. Okay, so she chopped the wood for Lashkov because she knew Lashkov was very very weak at that time. Do you know, sir, that I did not chop one single stick of wood for you? She did it all. Why this? Why this saved me, why I changed, why I stopped drinking at the sight of her, I cannot explain. I only know that owing to her words and noble deeds, a change took place in my heart. She set me right, and I shall never forget it. However, it is time to go now. There goes the bell. Lashkov bowed and departed to the gallery. So he doesn't know what made him change. He just looking at her face, just listening to her words, and whatever deeds or whatever work she did for him, he remembered everything. And to those things, because of those things, he changed himself. He left begging, he left drinking. उसने वो ये दोनों आदतें छोड़ दी, भीख मांगने की और पीने की. And a change took place in his heart. वो अंदर से बदल गया, है ना. Heart he changed himself within his heart. So this is how the real reason behind Lashkov's transformation was Olga. Okay, Sergei was there, but Sergei he just used to give him work and he paid him, right? But Olga was the real thing behind his success. Okay, now here the story ends. I hope you all have understood the depth of emotion of this story. Please try and understand, okay, and read the story and go through the video, see the summary, see the meanings of difficult words, okay, and try to understand it in a better way. Okay, bye all of you.